It's the final of the boys' 3,000 metres in front of almost 55,000 fans inside the Kasarani Stadium in Nairobi. Can the Kenyans claim glory? They have Zakayo and Waitaka in the field, but the Ethiopian charge led by Mengesha and Barega. Six, and the temperatures drop, and there is Zakayo, and that shot just for a moment flashed up on the stadium screens, hence the noise. Here's his Kenyan teammate, and this is Stanley Mburu Waitaka. He's fourth in the world this year. And yes, he gives the crowd a round of applause because they have been that good. Now then, here he is, second ranked time in the world this year, Edward Zakayo. From Elgeyo in Kenya. Here's Solomon Barega. So 7.5 laps. Stand by. And off goes a group of 15 runners in all. A highly tactical race. But already a fair pace up towards the first bend as well. They'll come through 200 metres. And Barega has taken himself straight to the front, but you can see all the leading contenders just about in the shot there. Waitaka, Michael as well, the Eritrean is there, but Barega has gone out at a pace. So the two Kenyans join together, along with Baraket Michael of Eritrea. A great story, Zakayo, who's just in fourth place at the moment there, going along that back straight as they roar them on. Says he wants to succeed as a professional athlete, to fund his education. He wants to study sports science. He goes to Capsite Secondary School, where he's a Form 1 pupil. He sees track and field as a tremendous opportunity to change his life. Early on, though, in this race, through 400 metres, we have the two Ethiopians, Mengesha and Barega. Oh, and there's a fall, and it could have been one of the Kenyans that went down. I think it was Waitaka who took a tumble. How will that affect him? He's back onto his feet pretty quickly, but that's not what you want early, but you need sharp elbows in these races.
Yes, you do, and drama already. I don't think it's going to worry Waitaka too much. He's got himself back into that leading pack. There are only 4 non-Africans in the 15 who started, and it's all African now, with that leading pack coming through with the two Ethiopians in front, Milkesa Mengesha and Selemon Barega. Zakayo, the big Kenyan favourite, with Shalimo of Uganda just moving up in front of him. Waitaka, the other Kenyan who had that stumble and stutter on the crown of the last lap, has got himself back into a useful position.
Through Mengesha. Take them through. You can see Zakayo, though, just indicating to Waitaka they'll work together as a team, as the Ethiopians are, with 4 laps to go. The stadium packed, the stadium rocking, the crowd all on their feet. Look at that sight as they round that bend. Simply sensational. And the Kenyans just shadowing their men down that back straight. The question is, we saw the Ethiopians get the better of the Kenyans last night on Saturday night in Nairobi. Well, what will happen this time? Barega and Mengesha from Zakayo and Waitaka. And the Ugandan is also there, Kwemoy. Well, they're starting to nudge, and they're trying to break up the Ethiopian dominance at the front of the field.
Well, the roar is deafening. That back straight, you can hardly hear yourself think, I wouldn't have thought, if you're involved in this race. But they've got to think, because it's a tactical as much as speed race now. Ethiopia and Kenya, with the Ugandan Chelimo just about clinging on. Everybody else is way back now. 3 laps to go. It is Barega of Ethiopia, but he's got Zakayo on his shoulder. These are the pick of the two nations, you could say. Chelimo is still hanging in there, but just listen to the noise as they come along this back straight.
Deafening inside this stadium. Zakayo seems to be leading the front charge of the Kenyans. He's noticeably told Waitaka a couple of times, just sit with me. And now he's made a little move through 2,000 meters. Zakayo and Waitaka head for the front, and now they'll wait and see if the two Ethiopians choose to respond here, or are they content just to sit in 3rd and 4th? On this front straight, well, there we go, there's the answer. Mengesha has said, no, I want to be at the front, and that's where I'm heading. But the Kenyans have now sandwiched the Ethiopians, because you've got the two Kenyans in the middle there, with 2 laps to go, and Mengesha holding on to the advantage. And this crowd now are starting to wind up, and maybe the front pair are just starting to push away. Mengesha of Ethiopia and Waitaka of Kenya.
Well, that's perhaps a surprise. You might have expected Zakayo to go with Mengesha. Instead, it's Waitaka who's gone with him. There's a little gap you can see there between the front two and the next two. Barega is hanging back, but is now up on the shoulder of Zakayo. Meanwhile, in front of him, Mengesha is beginning to stretch his legs, but here comes Zakayo into the home straight. Can he close the gap on the Ethiopian? Mengesha trying to hold his advantage with the two Kenyans just behind him.
So it's Mengesha who charged forward. There was quite a bit of physical action as they hit the bell in the 3,000 meters final. There was a big move made with 600 meters to go. There's only 400 to go now. Mengesha had a little look behind him there. He's saying, where's my other Ethiopian? Well, there's two Kenyans right on his shoulder. But it's Waitaka and also Zakayo. And as they'll go back down that back straight, the crowd will roar. They're lapping people as they go. And now they're starting to sprint. And Zakayo has made the first move, but look at the response. The response is outstanding from Barega. He will not let them get an inch on them. So Barega bringing them round the bend and in towards the home straight. The question is, has Zakayo got anything left? I think Waitaka's beaten, and I think Zakayo is as well. It's going to be Barega for Ethiopia, streaking away to seal a famous 3,000 meters victory for Ethiopia ahead of the two Kenyans, led in by Zakayo and Waitaka, and Barega has stunned a cacophony of noise in the Kasarani. Be pushed out from that position at the front, and he seals a tremendous victory to the joy of the Ethiopians inside this 55,000 crowd in Nairobi.
He's absolutely smashed his personal best as well. 7 minutes, 47.16 seconds. His previous best was 7:55.73. It's the second fastest run in the world this year. And it was brilliantly executed by Selemon Barega. He didn't panic when his teammate Mengesha and Waitaka went to the front in the back straight. And when he made his move, he followed Zakayo. They reeled the other two in, and Zakayo just couldn't find the pace to stay with Barega. And in the end, it was a victory by some distance. That was a brilliant run.
Confirmation of the result, the boys final, the 3,000 meters, a personal best for the front four, in fact. Selemon Barega getting gold for Ethiopia in 7:47.16. Zakayo and Waitaka will be on the podium for Kenya with silver and bronze medals respectively.
And what a privilege it is to be sitting here watching Ethiopian and Kenyan athletes competing on their own continent. We've seen them all around the world in Diamond League meetings, in Olympics, in World Championships, but to witness around the track with a Kenyan flag celebrating his silver medal, and the crowd hugely appreciative.
He'll go back to Capsate Secondary School, where he's a Form 1 pupil, and I'm sure he'll be an absolute hero there. Silver medal at the World Under-18 Championships.